It's something we all do dozens of times a day, probably without even thinking about it. Type our email, our password, and hit sign in. But have you ever really stopped to wonder what a complex chain reaction you're setting off with that single click? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct that simple login page to show you the hidden code that makes it all tick.
I mean, it feels almost instant, right? You pop in your details, click that button, and boom, you're in. It feels like magic. But in that split second, there's this incredibly complex digital handshake going on behind the scenes. So let's take a look at what's really happening.
Yeah, that clean, simple interface, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. Underneath the surface, there's a whole web of logic, security checks, and split-second decisions. And by actually looking at the code, we can piece together the real story of what's going on step by step. Okay, so think of this first step like you're arriving at a digital front door. And the system's first most important job is to act like a sorting hat. It needs to figure out exactly who you are and where you need to go next.
And it all kicks off with just that one key piece of information, your email address. The second you enter it, that sorting hat gets to work, and the entire path you're about to take, whether you're signing in, creating a new account, or using Google, is decided right then and there.
And I mean, in a fraction of a second, the system is running a check. It's basically asking itself these 3 questions to figure out which of 3 totally different paths it should send you down. It's a huge fork in the road, and it happens instantly.
So here's how that logic actually breaks down. First, the system checks its database. If it doesn't see your email, bam, you're a new user, and you're off to the Create Account page. If it finds a match, you're an existing user, and it asks for your password. But notice this clever little shortcut here. If your email ends at google.com, it doesn't even bother with a password. It sends you straight to that familiar sign in with Google flow. Pretty smart.
Okay, so let's follow that first path, right? What happens if the system has never ever seen your email before? Well, in that case, it has to build a brand new digital identity for you completely from scratch. This is where the code totally shifts gears. It's not about recognizing you anymore. It's about building you. It needs more data to create your official entry in its user database. This is all about construction.
So what does it need? It's looking for 3 specific things. The code is programmed to check for a first name, a last name, and of course a valid password. If any one of those pieces is missing, the whole creation process just stops in its tracks.
And you've seen this message a million times, right? But it's not just a friendly tip. No way. It's a hard and fast rule that's enforced by the code. If your password isn't strong enough, the system on the back end flags a specific error. It's called auth/weak password, and that's what triggers this exact message to pop up on your screen. Once you've submitted your details, there's one last check. The system shoots a confirmation link over to your email to prove you're a real person who actually owns that address. But here's what I think is so smart about this. The code anticipates you might not see the email, so it actually tells you to check your spam folder. It's always thinking one step ahead. So that's what we call the happy path, when everything goes perfectly. But a truly great system is really defined by how it handles things when they go, well, wrong. The code needs a solid safety net to catch every possible mistake a user could make.
I mean, think about it. You mistype your password. You accidentally try to create an account with an email you've already used. You try to log in too many times in a row. The developers who built this have thought about all these scenarios, and the code has a specific pre-planned response for every single one.
This has to be the most common one, right? You just enter the wrong password. The system doesn't just, throw up its hands and crash. It recognizes the specific error code. Again, it's called auth/wrong password, and it kicks off a graceful, helpful response. And this is what you see. See how helpful that is? It doesn't just say error, it tells you exactly what the problem is and immediately gives you 2 ways to fix it. Try again, or just go reset your password. That's just really good design. Okay, but what if you're really having a bad day and you just keep getting it wrong? Well, to protect your account against someone trying to guess your password, what's known as a brute force attack, the system is watching. And after too many failed tries, it triggers a totally different error, auth/too many requests. When you see this message, that's the system going into a security lockdown. The code temporarily blocks any more login attempts from your device. This is where you can see the system's priority shift from just trying to help you get in to actively protecting your account from what it sees as a potential threat.
And here's another super smart bit of logic. Let's say you go down that create account path, but you type in an email that's already in the database. The system catches it. It triggers the auth/email already in use error, which stops you from creating a duplicate account and gently guides you back to the sign-in page instead. And of course, we can't forget the Forgot Password button. That little link is a lifesaver, right? But it's not just a simple link. Clicking it kicks off a whole other secure, multi-step process. The code calls a special function to send a unique one-time use link straight to your inbox, so you can safely get back into your account.
Okay, so we've followed the user's journey, we've seen all the clever logic, all the safety nets, but what's actually making all of this work? What's the engine under the hood that's doing all the heavy lifting?
So if you were to peek into the code, you'd see this one phrase popping up over and over again, window.firebase.auth. That is the engine. The whole system is built on a Google platform called Firebase. And what that means is the developers didn't have to build all this incredibly complex security logic from scratch. They're basically plugging into a powerful pre-built service, which ultimately means a much more secure and reliable experience for all of us.
So what's the big takeaway here? Let's just break it down. First, the simplest looking things, like a login page, are often hiding the most complex and thoughtful code. Second, a really great system isn't just about the happy path. It's about gracefully handling every single way things can possibly go wrong. And finally, real security isn't some feature you add on at the end. It's woven into every single line of code right from the moment you type in your email.
It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? From a simple like button to a search bar, pretty much every click you make is setting off a cascade of logic just like this. So the next time you go to sign in somewhere, maybe you'll see it not just as a gate, but as the fascinating, complex little machine it really is.